me chums, how the ding dang doodly dang ding are you? Hope everyone's well. I'm out again today. We've come down to the mighty River Tyne at a place called Hebburn Marina.
Are you ready?
So, welcome back to the channel. As always, I hope everybody's well. I hope you're getting out fishing. Hopefully catching something, unlike myself. I've had a few, quite a few blanks lately, but you know what? It's getting out, I don't really mind. So I've come down to Hebburn today. I'm not actually at the marina per se, I'm a little bit further down at the first, I think you would call it the first car park, I don't know. It's not a place I fish a lot. I only live local. I live literally 10 minutes away, but tends to be a bit hit and miss here. But I thought I'd come down, give it a try, see what's about. I have heard tales of early codling in the river, good sized ones as well. So we're trying. I brought an absolute smorgasbord of baits today. Some are a little bit unethical for here, but I thought I'd give it a try. So I've brought black lug, I've got a couple of cart wings, I have some coral, pellets, boilies, I have crab, and I have bluey, and I think I've got some squid wraps as well, squid and peeler wraps. Quite just things to try really. Couldn't get any fresh worm, so we're going to give it a go with that and see how we get on. It's quite a large tide today. Just going to pop that on so I can see what I'm doing. It's quite a large tide today. Not too big. It's normally what I would like. It's I think it's going up to a 4.8 meter high, and it's going down to a 1.2 low, I think, which is normally what I like, but it's fair ripping here, but it always does. I've put them both out at about 70 yards. Actually, the closest rod to us here, you can't see the rods, can you? I'm going to turn you around. So the closest rod to me here, I put that a bit further out, and it's fishing at North Shields, basically, up there. Second rod, I put it about 70 yards, and it's just come round nicely in front of us. It is snaggy here. I've lost lots of gear in the past. On a big tide, it's normally a nightmare. So what I'm going to do, my plan of attack is to concentrate my efforts over me normal times what I like. So it's just before bottom, 2 hours on the flood. That's when I'm going to really put all my time in. We've got an hour or so to the bottom. So I would expect little nibbles if there's anything here, but it could be one of those days again, but I just need to get out today. I've got one day off. It's Monday today. I can't remember the date. It's Monday. So I wanted to get out while it's quiet. I don't normally like filming down here because it's normally quite busy. But again, I thought I'd give it a go, you know. It's better than sitting in the house on your bum in it, so I thought I'll come down. Last few sessions have been a nightmare. But on the plus side, just before we get started and everything, I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone because we've cleared 3,000 subscribers. I say we because the channel belongs to us. It's not just me. I come out fishing and you guys participate on your end. But yeah, over 3k, fantastic. I would never imagine that. I'm really chuffed with it. So I will organise a giveaway, but please be patient with this because I've got loads going on, but I will try and get something organised. So at the moment, we're going to fish, as I said. We've got the baits that I've got, that's it. I am going to try and get through it. I've got a 2-hook flapper on one. Sorry, it's not. I'm telling lies. Mine's gone. I've got a 1 up and 1 down loop rig on one rod, which is the right rod. Can't even think. This is the right rod, and I'm on 2 O's today. I've got bigger hooks on because I want bigger baits because I am after codling if there's any there. On the left hand rod, I'm trying a new dongle rig, dingle dangle dongle. I'm a little bit late to the party with them, but I wanted to try one to see if I can adapt it for the river. It's not a massive dongle, it's big enough to just hold a bait that I would use in the river. It's kind of like a kind of 2-inch bait. So we'll give that a try. It's got a circle hook on, with the, circle hook with a clip, basically. Clip down single on that one, and 2 hooks on the other one, but we'll see how it goes. Might pick up a flounder, there might be some whiting about, I don't know. The reports I have heard are that there's been size codling caught and whiting, which is, it's very early, and they've been very high up the river. I'm not going to say where, but they have been very high up the river, because I don't know if the guy wanted us to say anything about that. So yeah, so we'll give this a bash and see what we can get out there. Old knees. So I'm going to get some baits sorted out. I think you can see it's okay there. I'm a bit gutted actually, because I've left my bait mate in my rucksack. Now, bait mate, if you don't know, it's like a silver funnel what you put your baits on for dongles and things. Haven't brought it, so I'm having to do my dingle dangle dongle by hand. So we've got some bits and bobs, like I say. I've got some wings in there, just a couple. I've got some coral and bluey wraps that I made last year, just getting rid of them. We've got the usual wraps, black wraps, and I've brought a bit of bluey. Just a bit of a, it's kind of a clear out really in the freezer, to be fair, because my freezer's chock-a-block with baits, and some of it's from last year. And I don't really worry about how long the bait's been in, because I don't think it matters, to be honest. I'm not a match angler, so I don't need my bait to be absolutely pristine, tip-top for my confidence. I just go out with what I've got, so that's the way it is. And we've got some frozen peeler as well, which is defrosting fairly rapidly. So let me get some of these out. And all I do for my peeler is I keep it in a food flask, about that size. These are really good. I've been through quite a lot. Of these in the past, and these ones have been the best by far. They're absolutely brilliant. They're about £20. This is the 1000 size. I've also got the 8000 size, which is a bit smaller. Lovely wide mouth, as you can see, and it holds loads, and it keeps it really frozen solid, you know. Well recommended these. I've got nothing to do with them, but I just use these. So what I'm going to do is, when the tide pushes, I'm going to probably use a little bit more crab. At the moment, I'm chucking stuff all over the place. Litter bug. Put that there. At the moment, I'm just putting anything on, really, see if there's any interest, because I've found from experience that the drop in tide here doesn't really fish very well. You may get the odd fish. Don't get us wrong. I'm not it's not a science, but it's normally the flood when you're going to get anything. So for the 2 hook rig, all I'm going to do, I'm going to use bluey and lugworm for now. So I'm cutting me lug in half. I'm going to take 2 strips of bluey as well to go with it. I'm going to find my tool wherever it is here, my little baiting tool, which I use quite often. These, my knees. Right. So what I do is I don't even prong them on. I'm just going to wrap it like that. Again, these baiting ups are absolute personal preference. It's what you like, what you feel confident with. You know, that's what it is at the end of the day. It's confidence. A lot of fishing's confidence. So I'm going to wrap that on, then I'm going to add my bluey strip to the back of it, and then we're going to bind that on as well. Not going to go too mad, because I'm going to put another layer of elastic on when I bind it to the thread. So that's that one done there. That's it. One bait done. I'm not double patting today. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it's having a rig baited up ready to go out. I don't think I will, because I don't want to get loads of rigs out. Just having a peaceful, relaxed session. It's been a bit of a week, I can tell you that. I will say no more, but it's been a bit of a week, and to get out is fantastic. And I am sorry that the videos lately are blanks, but that's just the way it goes. if you're the type of person, most anglers aren't, but if you're the type of person who wants to see loads of fish action at the minute, you might want to watch somebody else, because I'm not getting it. But I'm not bothered. I don't mind at all. I'm not a proud fisherman. I just do me thing. It's as simple as that. Just like everybody else. And I enjoy every single second of being outside fishing. I genuinely mean that. Lost my towel. Right, so anyway, I'm going to get some more baits set up. I'll bring you back. I'll run you through the gear I'm using today. It's nothing unusual if you watch the channel regular. It's the same stuff, but I'll bring you back and talk you through it. Well, first cast back and crab activity's high. Stripped. That tide pull's immense. A lot more than I expected. It's always good to have a bit of tide for fishing though, obviously. It's just in the river, it can be a nightmare because you're going to get all the flotsam and jetsam coming down, as anyone who fishes the Tyne will know. Going to get all that flotsam and jetsam coming down. Oh, I've lost the beads off my spider weight. Strange. No worries, no worries. So, I'm going to pop on those baits that I did before. Let's grab them. So the little wraps that I did earlier, I'm going to pop them on. These are going to go out for now. I'm not piling on big baits at the minute, but on the flood I will. I'll be going banzai on the flood, try and get something out. I've forgotten what a fish looks like, to be honest. I know that everyone's been very kind and said, oh, it doesn't matter if you put a blank on or not. It doesn't. But I would like to bring you some fish just to show you what this river's capable of, you know. But we're still very early. We're at the beginning of October. Very sharp for cod. Sometimes when you get the big seas, you will get them pushing up the river, and it takes them a few days, if not a week or more, to go back out if they decide they want to go back out. But yeah, you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? You've got to come down and try. I do want to be in the loop, so I need to come down and keep testing the river to see what's happening. Main reason being, I mean, I've fished the river all my life since I was a kid, but the main reason is it's close to home, and obviously with work and stuff, if you can't be bothered, because we're all human, aren't we? If you can't be bothered, but you do want to fish, but you don't want to go too far, it's ideal just to pop down the river. You're never going to break any records, and it's not for the die-hard cod men. They don't like the river at all, which is their choice, that's fine. But I enjoy it. I keep leaving my towel in the car. I'm just going to leave you a second. No, I haven't left it in the car. Where have I put my towel? Does anybody else do that? What's the point, right, in putting your towel in your box? Then when you open your box, your hands are manky, so it's all over your box, so you've got to wipe your hands and the towel. I don't know why I just don't leave the towel out. Anyway, so we get this one clipped up. So as I was saying earlier, this is me rig. It's on the channel. I've done a video on it. It's the 2-hook loop rig. One of my favourite rigs. But the only difference with this one is, instead of my normal scratching size 2s, I've got 2 O's on. And that's it. Oh, I've just threaded it. How did I manage that? Still using the fantastic Arno terminal gear. Apart from the hooks, I'm on Mustard Vikings, but I'm still using the Arno bait stops, which are absolutely superb. Love them. Clips, springs, beads, everything. So I'm going to get this one out and I'll get back to you. Another little tip for you if you're new to fishing, which I know a lot of people who watch the channel are, when you've got a tide that's really strong, like for example today, tide's going out, so obviously it's going from left to right. When you're casting, put your bait up into the tide, so basically cast up to the left, leave slack line and let your grip lead settle. And if you put it in the right position, which is normally about 45 degrees, it should stop in front of you, depending on how strong the tide pull is. It should stop in front of you or just past you, but it's good to keep your bait where you want it, and also it's good for anglers fishing next to you, so you're not crossing the lines and causing any, upset. But even today, to be honest, I've just put this right hand rod out, and I've just put it about 20 degrees over to that way, and it's now like up there. That's how strong the tide is today. But if it eases off a little bit, we might be in a chance of getting something. We do need tide pull to catch fish, but we don't want too much, obviously. Not in the river anyway. There's certain marks that you will do well. Normally I would bring some 7-ounce leads down with us, but I'm only on 5s. I think that's half the problem as well. I'll have a dig through my box, see if I've got any 7s. Actually, I've just made a 4 par with the tides. I thought it was ripping hard. Low tide's not 1/4. I thought it was 12, 1/4. So basically I've started fishing at half tide, which is silly, really. But I'll persevere, I'll keep at it. Concentrate my efforts a little bit later now. I'll just get some baits out so they're out there and see if it brings anything. But it's going to be quite difficult also here at low tide because you get a lot exposed, so I've got to come over the top of that. But we'll manage, as we always do. So while it's dead, a few weeks ago, via a friend of mine, I was sent this from All Powers, which is a portable power station. Really good bit of kit. I haven't had a chance to really go through the features of it, so I haven't done a review yet, which is that was the stipulation. If I did a review that I could have this. Haven't really had time, so I do apologise to my friend, you know who you are. First impressions of it, I've used it a couple of times. It's fantastic to have in the car. Something great that you can use for camping. It's got your power ports here for charging it. You've got a cut-off switch in there. You've got that connection there for the solar panels, which I do have, but to be honest, they're huge. When it opens out, it's like a space station, but we'll come to that later. You've got your power kettle lead there to charge it. So that's your charging. You've got a light on the front here, which is really handy. I'll just power it up actually. So to power it up, you're holding this button here. Then you get all your details up. I don't know how well you're going to see that on the screen. So you're getting all your details up here. So this tells you your input, your output, what you're outputting, what your inputs are. You can change it. You've got normal plug sockets, 240 volt. You've got your 12 volt there for the car. Little clip, really handy. It's got every connection you can think of. USB, the C-type, like the USB-Cs. It's got a little light on the front, which really handy for the back of the car when you're doing stuff, when you're charging things in it and what have you. As I say, I haven't really had a good chance to have a go at it, but it's going to be perfect for charging the GoPro. We've got a flashy light on now. For charging the GoPro, powering lights. If you're fishing anywhere where you've got the car or camping, it's going to be absolutely ideal. I don't know how long you get from it. It's supposed to be 5 days on so much output, but I've never had to, well, I have charged it, but I've never used it long enough to basically tell you that. It's got a wireless output on the top as well. I'll put the screen back on so I can see what I'm doing. It's got a wireless output on the top. It's got a convenient carry handle. It's not super heavy, it's weighty. I wouldn't say it's as heavy as a car battery. It's probably lighter. So this is the All Powers 800. You do get bigger ones and you also get smaller ones. This is the, this is the R600, I apologise. So this is the R600. As I say, fantastic for YouTubers if you want to power stuff on the go, or even just to have in the car. If your phone goes flat and you haven't got a charger in the car, anything like that. But I haven't used it extensively, so I can't honestly say to you, it does this and it does that, it's fantastic. But for what the features are on it, I think it's perfect for me, especially for the boot for the winter. If I'm fishing somewhere where I'm close to the car, I could power lights off it. for the cameras. I can charge me batteries. I could plug the GoPro in it, do all sorts on it. But very handy little thing to have in your car. But I say probably while camping it would come into its own, I reckon. But it's a cracking little bit of kit. I'll try and get the link off my friend, and I'll put it in the description of the video. And I think there's a discount code, but I'm not too sure. But if there is, it will be there. And as I say, I don't think I need to do any more of a review on it than that, to be quite honest with you. It's got the ports on that you need. I don't know how long it lasts yet. That's going to be a more detailed thing, but I can come back to you with that. But the box itself is really handy. I mean, I keep it in the car now in the boot. So if I run out of anything, I've always got power. So again, it's the all-power R600. I'll stick a link in the description for you. And canny little bit of kit. I'm looking forward to using this through the winter. Seen this just dumped here on the fence. Could get charged for that. Get it? Charged? No? Oh, I'll get me code. Check this little monkey. I'm not expecting much action at the minute, especially now I realise that I'm a bit premature with the tides. Let's let me drag. Cracking day though. Not a breath of wind. Doesn't feel very fishy though, that's the problem. Well, that's that stripped. Dongle's come back bare. Crabs, like, just crabtivity. You won't believe that, it's just happened there. I don't know if you can see people in the background, but they've walked past, they've come down, got my car reversed right up to the fence. There's 5 foot between the back of my car and the fence. And a big road there. Come down with a dog. Instead of walking around there with a dog, they come round here, right round past me box within 3 foot, squeezed past us. What is it with people? What is the problem? Honestly. Well, chums, got a bad case of the crabs again. This is the loop rig. Look how clean those 2 hooks are. Absolutely stripped bare. Little buggers, eh? Come on, eh? Oh. So chums, just while it's quiet, I mean, it might not be quiet all the time, but my first chance anyway, just while I remember. I've got a couple of shout outs. I had to go back on my phone because I'm terrible with names, but huge shout out to Gary Court for getting in touch with me about Crab Court, trying to help us with the wings. I'm sorted now, but I really appreciate that, Gary. That was very kind of you, thank you. Big shout out to someone who sent me a super thanks. I can't find your name, I'm so sorry, but you know who you are. Small donation to the channel, absolutely fantastic, really appreciate it. Helps me keep going, and you know, helps out with the bait and the costs. Huge shout out to Robert, you know who you are. Who else was there? There was somebody else. I'm just trying to look through. I think that was it. Oh, sorry, David, of course, David Hetherington. Thank you, David. David was the first member, my one and only member on the channel, but thank you, I really do appreciate it. If you do want to become a member on the channel, by the way, there's a link on my Facebook page. I think I've pinned it to the top, or you can go onto this channel and join as a member. I think it's £2.99 for the month. It's not recurring. You can cancel it anytime you want, but don't feel obliged. But anyway, anyone who's helped us, thank you very much, it's appreciated. It's not what the channel's about. I'm going to go out anyway, I'll be honest. I'm going to go out and I'm going to film me adventures, whether they be good or bad. So it's not really about the money, so please don't think that. I'm just happy that you watch the videos. But I think that's all the shout outs. If I've forgotten anybody, I do apologise. Some creepy person doing a slow drive by, unless he recognises us, I don't know. If you do and you're a subscriber, I'm sorry. Just you drove past a bit weird there. I thought I was either going to get shot or you were going to ask us how much it was for it. Anyway, but thank you for everybody for the support. I do really appreciate it. I'm not going to blither on any more about it. Thank you. Putting some lovely scran out for these ungrateful gits. try put that one a bit closer and stay out that tide a bit. Probably get fastened up, but we'll give it a try anyway. Loads of slack line out. Let that grip lead get bedded in. Just let it tighten up itself. Oh, I've just had a nibble on the double crab. Could be crab on crab action again. Get a lot of that. But it was definitely some movement on the rod tip, which is very unusual. Something I've not witnessed in some time. Well, chums, we're approaching bottom water now. 20 minutes away. And I've got to say it's been absolutely dire. I think you're on the wonk there, aren't you? I think it's been really dire, like crabs, lots of crabtivity. But hopefully the flood will bring something fresh in, you know. A fresh push of seawater. But the only rattles I've been getting have been crabs. I've been putting some lovely baits out as well. Quite frustrating when you're doing that, but it's part of fishing, isn't it? I think I might set up a fund for Blankers Anonymous. I'm pushing there, like this will be the third session if I don't get something out. I'm kind of quietly confident that I'll get something on the flood. Might be a flatty or a whiting or something, but most of me fish, to be honest, all the years of fishing the river, most of me best fishing's always been the flood. Very rarely had a good session on the drop, to be honest. Some people may contradict that, they might have had the opposite, but for me, it's always been the flood. It's always been those 2 golden hours of the flood. On the smaller tides, it can fish right through, but that tends to be in the depth of the winter when there's a lot of whiting present. We'll keep plugging away as always, see what we can get. We're actually getting a bona fide bait on the right hand rod. Looks very whitey. There you go. Don't know if you can see that. Size 2 hooks on though. I'm not fishing for small fish, so there's a possible chance it may just strip the bait, to be honest. That one's got black lug and bluey and crab on the other hook. But it's action. Tide's easing off. So fingers crossed we might get some bites at least. It's just nice to get a bite. I'm actually over the moon. I have seen quite a few magpies out now. I've got this thing, right? And it normally, it's never let us down, but it might today. Every time I see quite a few magpies, I always have a good fishing session. Call it superstitious, but it does happen to me a lot. I don't know if you've got superstition. When you're fishing, is there something that some sign that you get and you think, yeah, that means I'm going to have a good session? Apart from the weather conditions, of course. But yeah, so I have seen a few, so fingers crossed. I just want to bring a fish for you. That's all I want. I feel so emotional. The blank's off. Oh, I'm so happy. It was a flatty bait. I wasn't sure if it was a white nor a flatty, but it was a flatty. And to top it off, got him right in the mouth as well. Absolutely brilliant. And that was on lug and bluey. Steady. There you go. Not a big one, but more than welcome. And that, my chums, breaks my blank of 3 sessions. It's the small things, I tell you. This is what fishing's about. It doesn't really matter the size of the fish. I mean, it's a decent little flounder. It's just the reward of actually putting a bait out and getting a fish to accept it and landing that fish. Anyway, I'm going to get this little beauty back. We're off the blank. So we're on bottom water now, chums. Tide's dropped right off, slacking right off. I would have expected some more baits around about now, but it still might I think it probably fish if it's going to on the flood at first hour, as I always say, but we're on the bottom tide at the moment, so I'm probably going to fish for another hour and a half. There's no point staying out long on that. Once the tide hits 2 hours up, it's going to be ripping that way again. It's going to be the same as it was when I arrived. So hopefully I'll get something else for you, but we'll see. It's in the hand of the gods, as they say, in the hand of the god. Actually, today, I just thought, I haven't even brought a snack. I got up and I thought, it's my day off. I normally procrastinate about fishing, and I'm getting really bad lately, I will admit. I get up and I think, yeah, I'm going to go fishing, and then I sit down and do something and I think, you know what, I'm not. But anyway, so today I thought, I'm definitely going to get out. So I made an effort, grabbed me gear, chucked it in the car, and once it's in the car, I know I'm going. And I forgot a snack. So I haven't even got any chocolates, I've got no Greggs, I've got a can of pop. And that's it, but a bit gutted. It's good to hear about your snacks. I think the best one was, what was it? You know, it is, I can't remember. There was one of them I really liked. I thought, yeah, that's right up my street, that. And I kind of found my life, remember, I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, it was lovely to have the comments on what you take for your snacks and everything. Because we do like a little snacky poo, don't we, when we're fishing. But hopefully the fish will want a little snacky poo, and they'll pick up on me baits soon. As I was saying earlier, I haven't brought any fresh bait today. I haven't got one bit of fresh bait at all. It's all frozen bait, all out of the freezer. It's what you call like last minute fishing, I call it, where you just grab some out of the freezer and you just go. So I haven't got any fresh bait. I haven't been able to get any fresh bait for a couple of weeks actually, which is bizarre because I supply people with bait through my work, but I don't have any myself. But yeah, we'll crack on. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you back and another little fishy on a little dishy for you. That wind's getting a little bit cheeky now. It's coming from the south-southwest. Oh, we're getting rattles. Don't know if you can see it. I'll turn you around. Good rattles on the rod there. Just put that out. It's that time. Low tide, just about to turn. Definitive rattles this time. The crabs are stripping the bait. If the crabs are getting to the bait, I'm not getting any bites. But that was definitely a bite. And that's just gone out with lug and bluey. They seem to be favouring the fish bait, but so do the crabs. That's the thing. If the crabs aren't getting to it, as I say, I'm getting a bite, but if they're on it, they're on it. That flatty rattle by the look of it, that was. Nothing on the single hook rod at the minute with the dongle. It's coming back stripped, but no fish as yet anyway. Although I've just said that, I'm getting bites on that one as well. Couldn't have queued that up, could I? Don't know how that's going to pan out. It's a circle hook, it's a size 3/0. A small dongle, it's only about 1/2 inch, 2 inch. The premise of it is wanting the fish to take the whole bait and the circle hook getting them in the lip. But it is very quiet. The crab activity is off the scale, like, to be honest. The rigs are coming back. I can't even speak. Must be the Pepsi. Oh, there are other soft drinks available. Must be gotten to me heat. They're coming back totally stripped, the rigs. A lot of crab activity. I would say crab activity is at 9.5. It's quite a high reading for crab activity. But if anything happens, guys and gals, I mean, that's the point. Is there any ladies or girls watch the channel? It seems to be all a male audience that I have, but if you're a lady fisherman, let us know. Have a chat, pop a comment on. Let's have a natter. Let us know what you're up to. La ta 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 ta, la ti ti, la tu 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 tu, la ti. Last chance saloon, guys. Well, me chums, looks like we're going to be winding this one down. Not exactly a failure. I broke me blank. It's been a curse of 3 sessions. That is 3, didn't stick my thumb up. 3 sessions. Just a little humble flatty, but you know what? I love the flatties. Absolutely adore flounders anyway, so it's a bit of a bonus. But I did come down testing the waters, see if we could get any early season codling. See if there's any whiting about, which it's apparent there isn't today. Doesn't mean to say they're not there. It's just the way the session's gone today for me. I think fresh bait might have made a bit of a difference, but you could speculate on a lot of things, couldn't you? The frozen bait's done its job. I got a fish out, and I got rid of a little bit out in my freezer, so it's kind of served its purpose for me. Just a shame I couldn't get anything out. I'm sorry that videos have been really poor lately. I do apologise. It's that time in the season. I've got no doubt in the winter months when it starts getting colder, the river especially will pick up and there'll be some sizable fish. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee you almost that I will get some decent codling out of this river in the winter. Now, I'll look back on this and go, oh, why did I open my mouth? But honestly, I will. I'll get them out. I'll get them out for you. Show you what potential there is here. Obviously, we're going to get an onslaught of whiting soon, but I don't mind those either. My neighbour loves them. I take a lot home for my neighbour in return. He works at a cash and carry. Vis-a-vis, I get potatoes and I get bread buns and all sorts of them, so that's all good. But thank you for coming along on me adventure today. It's lovely to have you out with us. I mean, I know you're not here physically, but just having the camera here, I feel like you're with us, and it's a bit of company. I like it. Although I do contradict myself because I do like fishing by myself, but I do like company at the same time, so I'm a bit of a conundrum like that. But we're going to wrap this one up. I did have something to say, I forgot. What was it? Yeah, don't forget to comment. Drop some comments on the video. I'll reply to every single comment. I always will do. There's a little bit of muck on my lens there. I always reply to every comment, so feel free to give us some abuse for blanking or whatever you want to do. I don't mind. But in the main, thank you very much for tuning in. It does mean a lot to me. As I've always said, I will go fishing regardless, and I will always show you how I get on, whether it's good or bad. If it's a naff one, you don't have to watch it. You can always just turn it off and wait until a good one comes along. But if anything does happen in the next couple of casts I've got, I'll bring you back and show you. But if not, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated as always. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please hit the notification bell so you know when my videos are live, and a little like and a comment now and again would be fantastic. But until then, take good care of yourselves and tight lines.